What's up, everyone? I'm here with last year's 138-pound All New England finisher from Noble, Maine, Caden Dustin. Caden, say what's up to everyone.
What's up?
Gotcha. We're just gonna be here talking wrestling, talking expectations for next year and talking just kind of your wrestling story. So let's start with that. You know, First thing is just when did you start wrestling? Have you always been on the mat, or was it a new sport to you, or?
Yeah. So back when I was younger, I did a lot of like football and soccer and stuff, and I wasn't really into that. I mean, I still do football now, but in first grade, I went out for the wrestling team, and since then, I just never really stopped.
Gotcha. So since first grade, wow. What club was that? Or was that like a school team or something like a?
Uh, so my elementary school didn't have anything, and I'm in like Lebanon, like some small town, Maine. So we had some private club that we used to get permission to practice at the school, but it was Die Hard Wrestling, Lebanon, Maine, and we used to go at it.
And did you stay with that club your whole youth career?
Yeah, I stayed with that club up until middle school is when we had a middle school team, and then I was in the middle school team, and then I did I go at the barn in the summer and stuff like that, and then high school team now, the barn.
What weight were you in middle school? What were the weights like in middle school? Was it just like normal youth weight?
Yeah, it's just normal youth weights. Yeah.
Sure. What were you?
I was I remember some like the fourth grade year or something. I was like wrestling like 60 something
Wow.
pounds.
Now you're more than
Yeah,
double that.
yeah.
So what did you like wrestling at first? Did you like catch on to it easy?
Yeah. I mean, I caught on to it pretty quick. I mean, I remember my first year we went to like Youth New England's and like the Marshwood New England's. I mean, not like the real Youth New England's, and I did all right there. But I wasn't really like getting into it like year round and stuff until like a few years later when I really got good at it.
Gotcha. When did you start wrestling in the off season and such?
Probably like third grade I started going to the barn, so probably like fourth graders when I like really got into it.
And did you drop soccer at that point, or you still keep
Yeah,
up?
I no, I dropped soccer like maybe like second grade or something like that, and I started doing football. And I'm bad doing football, and I'm still doing football.
So and let's talk about the football wrestling connection a little bit. Do you, I'm sure you have that firsthand experience. Everyone always says that wrestling helps with football. Or what position do you play in football first?
I play like on offense like running back, wide receiver, and on defense I like DBs like safety, cornerback.
Gotcha. So do you feel that wrestling helps you at least on defense with your tackling skills at least then?
100%. I know for a fact that all the wrestlers on that are on my wrestling team that play football too are the best tacklers on the team. Just translates.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm sure, just, staying in great shape year round for wrestling, definitely helps come football.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was what were some of like your most memorable matches from youth, if you remember any?
I remember he's up at the Hill wrestling right now, Cole Albert. He
Hmm.
used to wrestle way up Maine, and he used to come down, and he pretty much used to come down just so that me and him could wrestle. Even if we weren't in the same weight class, we'd have exhibitions after and stuff. And I remember just like battling, like every match was just like an overtime with him.
Yeah, he was at what was the school called, Matt? Dude, your main schools, man. You guys
Yeah,
got some
yeah,
crazy names, man. Like,
yeah. He was
I'm
he
happy
was
you're just that noble. Like that's easy
yeah,
to
yeah,
pronounce. Like Matanawak and Lee, I think was
yeah. Matawancook.
Metawancook. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Very interesting names up north.
yeah,
But who are so when or before you got to the barn when you were in it was called Die Hard, you said?
yeah.
Who are some of the who are the coaches at Die Hard?
Um, So we had a couple coaches. Nick Perro was like the head coach. He did some like freestyle and stuff, and he wrestled at Noble High School, and he's a pretty decent wrestler. Then we had my dad help coach a little bit, and Shane Rakowski and Randy Olette and James Bloodstad used to
Mm.
coach there with us because James used to wrestle with us at Die Hard, and yeah, that was pretty much I think most of them.
Yeah, so I mean, a good squad of Maine up there. Then it sounds like
Yeah,
Blood, everyone.
yeah.
Um, so you mentioned freestyle a little bit. Have you been doing freestyle a while then, or?
No, I mean like I like heard of it, but like I'm not gonna lie, this like the last freestyle tournament we had was my first freestyle tournament ever. We just kind of went with it because
Does that mean freestyle states?
yeah, because it was just like my one of my coaches, Coach Peters, was like, yeah, he's like you and like Derek and Brady and stuff are just gonna do you're just gonna do freestyle states, I guess. I was like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, we're just gonna have a couple practices and go up there and see how it goes. So we went up there and did that.
What were the practices? Was it just like leg laces and stuff, or?
Yeah, it was just like the basic stuff. I mean, we had a couple little practices with just us, and we went to one with the Die Hard. Like it's kind of like a Die Hard practice because Nick would like he actually does a freestyle season like practices, and so we went there to kind of get into the freestyle type thing.
That's good. That's good. And now, so now do you wrestle like year round? You said, except during football season.
Yeah, except during football season, I'll still go to practices up until the actual football season. So summer session is starting at Smitty's. I'll start going back again there until like August or September or whatever.
Awesome. That's good, dude. You gotta stay on the mat.
Yeah.
So, have you tried Greco at all, or nah?
No,
Well, you're just
no.
dabbling into freestyle now, so
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And my next question, has kind of got to do with Maine too. Like, is it hard, kind of just being tucked away in the corner of the Northeast? Having to travel very far for some competitions.
Yeah, that's definitely difficult. And I know that Maine as a whole doesn't really travel, but I know Noble, we're trying to do, and every year we do, is we travel the tournaments. We travel to like Concord. We travel out to like we found these places to get matches and that are tougher, and so we see harder competition. So when we come back to Maine, it doesn't, it's almost easier for us, but it's definitely a struggle, like for the administration and stuff to get buses to drive, like bus drivers drive us all the way to like Vermont and stuff. So,
Dude, and you're like Noble High School's part of Maine that's like close to the border of the states, right?
yeah,
Like I can't
yeah,
even imagine what all those
no,
all
yeah,
the towns that are closer to Canada are doing. Like
yeah,
insane. But props to them if they make it.
yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the Maine New England qualifiers and the Maine state championships are two completely different tournaments, right?
Yeah, that is kind of like a thing with Maine. Like, yeah, I don't know. We got Maine states. So we have Class A has a separate state tournament. Class B has a separate state tournament, and then the top four placers from the state tournament go to the all state tournament and compete with like all Class A, all Class B, all the top kids, and then the top three go to New England from that tournament.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought it was something where like or no, was it last year where I think a bunch of kids dropped out of the tournament? So I remember looking at qualifier brackets, and it was like only 4 kids per bracket.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I know some kids would be like top wrestlers in like Class B, and it's like they don't even know what like New England's is. Like are you kidding me? Like
Yeah, that's a shame.
so then they don't even show up to like all states, and it's like kids are getting buys and stuff, so it's not even really a tournament.
Yeah.
Like they don't keep they don't keep track of like team score or anything like that. It's just a qualifier.
Yeah. Oh man, team score. Gotta at least keep track of that.
Yeah.
So last year found the podium. New England's. How did that feel?
Oh, that felt good. You know, it was it's a grind. I mean, it's like 6 days a week practicing
Hmm.
because you go to the weekend and like they can't force you to wrestle, but like every like Sunday there's always an optional practice,
Yeah, I know
that
what
it's
you
like you
mean.
have to go to. And then it's like you're competing the other day, so it's 7 days a week for like 5 months or whatever straight. So it's pretty tough, just showing up every day.
Hmm. And do you feel that there's a target on your back now? Now you're not only one of the top wrestlers in Maine now. You're one of the top wrestlers in the region. So you think people are gunning for you now. So you think that's just gonna make you work harder?
Yeah, yeah, it has. I mean, it has to. It just drives me to show up to those practices and work harder because I need to, because people will be looking at me like, he has a chance to compete. So
Hmm. You placed, I'm pretty sure, sixth, right?
yeah,
And the if my math is correct, people usually only go up. So it's pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Do you have any specific goals aside from winning or placing at New England's? Like any specific duels or tournaments that you'd want to win, or just win count
Uh,
number?
yeah. So I'm almost at 100 wins.
Mm.
By like hopefully by senior year, I want to have more than 150 wins on the board, and then I do want to win like next year. I want to win all my tournaments. We go down to like Vermont and stuff like that. I want to win against the tougher competition. And as a team, obviously, I want to win, just repeat states again, win again that.
Good. You guys are, the Noble. At least every year when I look at New England's, it always seems to me Noble's one of the top teams in Maine.
Yeah. Yep.
And so speaking of, or kind of going back a little bit, are there any off-season events that you're going to be competing at soon? Brackets.
Soon, like soon, like it's not like it's not like around here, but we have a Maine Nebraska exchange. Maine and Nebraska have an exchange. It's been like the longest running exchange in wrestling. I think it's been, and we go every other year. We go out there, and then every other year they send kids here. So last year they came here. So this year we're sending a group of Maine wrestlers out there. A couple kids at every weight, and we go out there. It's not weigh-ins or anything. It's whatever weight you weigh, and we get matches in, and we try to win out there. But it's also like a thing where it's like you stay with host families and stuff, so you're trying to,
Experience too.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Have you done that, or are you doing that this year?
This is the first year I'm doing it because last year I was a freshman and they came to us. So this will be the first year that I'm going out there.
Okay, yeah. So they came to you, so now you go to them this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I've never heard of anything like that, and to go all the way to Nebraska, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you know how that sort of relationship came about? Do you have any knowledge of that?
I don't have the full history of it, but I'm pretty sure it's two buddies that were wrestling together, and they just happened to be from like the different states, and they came together and said, we need to kind of keep this thing going, and it's been going for a long time. I think it is like one of the longest running things in wrestling.
That's really cool. More states should do something like that. I mean, they might, and I just don't know. But
Yeah, no, I don't know.
so, kind of jumping back to next season. You were at 138 last year. We got these new weight classes coming in.
Yeah.
144, 150, 157. Which one? Do you want to say which one you're potentially?
I mean, I honestly don't know how much bigger I'm gonna get because I gotten like a pretty good amount bigger, but like right now it has to be around it's gonna be around like 50, 57, around there.
New ranking sets coming out in a couple
Yeah.
of weeks, so I'll pencil you in for 150 then, something like that.
All right. All right. All right.
And so I'd say that's about it. Do
All
you have
right.
any, closing remarks?
Um, I like to kind of say that about our team that we got going at Noble, and our goal is to place top three in New England's eventually, and we're kind of working our way back up there, and we're getting more kids, qualifying, and we had three kids place last year, so that's pretty good, and our team, I think our team just work like we try harder. That's what our coach says. Our coach says try harder. And if you say, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's try harder. So I think we'll be there. We'll be there eventually. Top three in New England.
That's good, but maybe next year, at least hopefully in your time there, Noble definitely has the talent.